I drive a big Freightliner and I make a last payment today. And I drive to all points out of New York City to L.A. Well, the little woman smiles when I pack up to leave her. I'll soon be back, but I just got the fever. She's a believer. I got the Freightliner fever. There's a railroad a-running by the highway out in Santa Fe. And I passed an old freight train a-making his run the other day. Merle Haggard said to his fireman so pale, he's a-blowing this a freight train off of the rail. He got the fever. Fever. He's got the Freightliner fever. Well, Pierce said, Red, what you carrying in that cigarette pack? I said, I got my second driver and he's gonna drive all the way back. It's a big black pill so long and round. To a driver, it's a West Coast turn around. It's for the fever. Fever. That old Freightliner fever. Well, I passed Dave Dudley up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I passed Dale Reeves down in Shreveport, Louisiana. Dick Curtis got a hung on a hill up in Maine. I pulled him on over with my 40-foot chain. He got the fever. Fever. He's got the Freightliner fever. I've been a-passing everything from a Jimmy to a Greyhound bus. I'm gonna spend a few days out on the West Coast to end of my run. In old giddy-up go and a little bit of luck, I'm gonna pass a Red Simpson in his runaway truck. He's got the fever. Fever. He's got the Freightliner fever. Well, Pierce said, Red, what you carrying in that cigarette pack? I said, I got my second driver and he's gonna drive all the way back. It's a big black pill so long and round. To a driver, it's a West Coast turn around. It's for the fever. Fever. That old Freightliner fever. Oh, out on this road you pass a lot of them old country boys. I seen Carl Smith, Charlie Pride, Ernest Tubb, Bill Monroe, Conway Twitty, Waylon Jennings, seen Dave Dudley, George Jones, Porter Wagner, Bill Anderson, Farron Young, Stonewall Jackson, Roy Cub.
I was out on the West Coast trying to make a buck, and things didn't work out. I was down on my luck. Got tired of roaming and bumming around, so I started thumbing back east toward my hometown. Made a lot of miles the first 2 days, and I figured I'd be home in a week if my luck held out this way. But the third night I got stranded way out of town at a cold, lonely crossroads. Rain was pouring down. I was hungry and freezing, done caught a chill, when the lights of a big semi topped the hill. Lord, I sure was glad to hear them air brakes come on. And I climbed in that cab where I knew it'd be warm. At the wheel sat a big man. He weighed about 210. He stuck out his hand and said with a grin, Big Joe's the name. I told him mine. And he said the name of my rig is Phantom 309. Well, I asked him why he called his rig such a name. He said, son, this old Mac can put 'em all to shame. There ain't a driver or a rig a-running any line that's seen nothing but taillights from Phantom 309. Well, we rode and talked the better part of the night when the lights of a truck stop came in sight. He said, I'm sorry, son, this is as far as you go, 'cause I gotta make a turn just on up the road. Well, he tossed me a dime as he pulled her in low and said, have yourself a hot cup on old Big Joe. When Joe and his rig roared out into the night, in nothing flat, he was clean out of sight. Well, I went inside and ordered me a cup, told the waiter Big Joe was setting me up. Oh, you could have heard a pin drop. It got deathly quiet, and the waiter's face turned kind of white. Well, did I say something wrong? I said with a halfway grin. He said, no, this happens every now and then. Every driver in here knows Big Joe. But son, let me tell you what happened about 10 years ago. At the crossroads tonight where you flagged him down, there was a busload of kids coming from town. And they were right in the middle when Big Joe topped the hill. It could have been slaughter, but he turned his wheels. Well, Joe lost control, went into a skid, and gave his life to save that bunch of kids. And there at that crossroads was the end of a line for Big Joe and Phantom 309. But every now and then, some hiker will come by, and like you, Big Joe will give him a ride. Here, have another cup, and forget about the dime. Keep it as a souvenir from Big Joe and Phantom 309.
Something kind of special I'd like to say to all you truck drivers out there who might be listening right now. Also, a truck driver's prayer that I'd like to pass on to you, cause I think it's kind of special too. But first, now I've got a few things I've been wanting to say to you guys for a long time, and I think right now's a good time to do it. Like, did you know that me and just about everyone in country music who travel a lot have nothing but the highest respect for you, the truck driver? Cause it's a fact that some of the best drivers are truck drivers, and the most safety-minded, the most courteous, and the first to stop and help when there's trouble. And little things like blinking signal lights to help someone pass. So you just gotta be good people, like some I've had the pleasure of meeting. Down to earth, hard-working family men. And a lot of you like our country music, and that makes you okay in my book. Sounds like I'm blowing smoke, don't it? But I'm not. Of course, it boils down to this. If everyone would drive like you guys do, there'd be a lot less accidents and deaths on the highway. So, truck driver, buddy, you're appreciated more than you'll ever know, and we salute you. Now for the prayer. Now, this truck driver's prayer was sent to me by a truck driver from Oklahoma City. He found it at a truck stop, Mary's Cafe, in Cairo, Illinois. Now, this prayer means a lot to him, and I think it will you too. So, if you will, give a listen and see if it isn't your prayer too. Dear God above, bless this truck I drive and help me keep someone alive. Be my mortal sight this day on streets where little children play. Bless my helper fast asleep when the night is long and deep. And keep my cargo safe and sound through the hours big and round. Make my judgment sound as steel. Be my hands upon the wheel. Bless the traveler going past and teach him not to go so fast. Give me strength for every trip so I may care for what they ship. And make me mindful every mile that life is just a little while. Amen.
White line fever, a sickness born down deep within my soul. White line fever, the years keep flying by like the highline poles. The wrinkles in my forehead show the miles I put behind me. They continue to remind how fast I'm growing old. Guess I'll die with this fever in my soul. I wonder just what makes a man keep pushing on. What makes me keep on humming this old highway song? I've been from coast to coast 100 times or more, and I ain't found one single place where I ain't been before. White line fever, a sickness born down deep within my soul. White line fever, the years keep flying by like the highline poles. The wrinkles in my forehead show the miles I put behind me. They continue to remind me how fast I'm growing old. Guess I'll die with this fever in my soul. White line fever, fever.
We was hunting bear for the rocking chair out on I-40, dodging bucks in pickup trucks in West New Mexico. It was a cloudy day and me and old Jay was just about bored to tears, but we come awake when a CB break come a-ringing loud and clear. And we heard this voice that we ain't never heard before, saying,
Break 19, I'm CB Savage. Hi, all you 18-wheelers. Anyone seen any Smoky Bears? How about some Bear Smokies? CB Savage here. Come on.
Well, I looked at Jay and I said, hey, did you hear what I just heard? He nodded his head and his face got red and he never said a word. We both reached for the mic, thinking we might just answer that 19 call, when that CB device come back to life, just a lisping wall to wall. And that unusual voice came on again, saying,
Break 19 again. This is your one and only CB Savage. Mercy sakes, good bodies. Could I please have your 20? I'd settle for a big 10-4. Mercy, mercy. How about a mile post? Listen, you can't keep your hammers down forever, you know. Speak to me, pedal pumpers. How about it?
Well, the box went dead and we looked straight ahead and didn't say a word at all. We had 4 in the chair and the door back there, but nobody'd answer that call. A while went by and Jay and I, we started breathing again. We figured this stranger was plumb out of range when all at once he'd come back in. And it was that same odd voice saying,
Breakers, breakers, any takers? Hi, hi, it's me again. I'm in your chair and I love it there. Say, you truckers really know how to take a person for a ride. Speak to me, you diesel demons. I'd love to get to know your handles. CB Savage here. Come on, come on.
I grabbed the mic and I held it tight and my hand began to sweat. Now I looked at Jay and he was grinning away like a big old bird-fed cat. So I put down the talker and turned up the squawker and got a good grip on the wheel. I decided the trucker that answered this duck sure as heck wasn't gonna be me. About that time, that weird voice came back on again, saying,
Yoo-hoo, breakaroo. Hi, hi, you Jim Dandy Jimmy Jammers, you. Do I ever have a surprise for you? If you listen real close, you'll find my voice is changing. And if you'll start checking your rear views, you'll find you got company. 5 plain white smokies dressing up for a ticket writing party. Y'all were so busy copying my put on, you didn't notice your little convoy was being infiltrated. You can start shutting them down anytime now. This is your CB Savage, the Smoky's friend. Wall to wall and treetop tall. That is all. Bye-bye.
85 or I-20 the other way. Turn your squelch to the right and in the night you'll hear some good buddy say, Breaker, breaker, got a picture taker, old Smoky's at 43. It's that Japanese toy, the trucker's joy, that everybody calls CB. Yeah, Citizens Band keeps you up to date with the fender benders and the Tijuana taxis and all them bears out there flip-flop. Now ahead of your children and ahead of your wife on the list of the 10 best things in life, your CB's got a rate right around number 4. Of course, beavers and hot biscuits and Merle Haggard come 1, 2, 3, you know. Well, I was loaded down coming out of Lake City. I was checking out seat covers young and pretty, when all of a sudden there come a call over my CB ringing wall to wall. Said Clover double nickels as you hit the ridge, 'cause there's a smoke picture taker to the other side of the bridge. Oh, mercy, appreciate that, good buddy. What you handle there, come on. I got any county mounties out there prowling, come on. And he said,
10-4 back door. Put the pedal to the metal and let it roar. Hammer down to Macon town, gonna see my mama, sure. Where the bears are gone, let's bring it on. The Georgia line's out of sight. Pulled out of Richmond town last Saturday night, and my handle is the White Knight. How about it?
all right, White Knight, hammer down, you got the mean machine here. Was a streaking 9 needle, was a peeking a ride around 79. That old diesel juice was a getting loose and everything was fine. But wall to wall I got a call, front door, Big Bear Trapper. Said rate 19, good buddy of mine, you got a smoky and a plain white wrapper. Well, I jammed my stick, I lost 20 quick, you could hear them gears a-tearing. I got pants by a beaver and a Camaro, I was cruising along, going so slow, I could count every button on that frilly blouse she was wearing. Of course, there wasn't but one. Hey there, Super Trooper. Yeah, that's the crafty Smokey over there with a CB of his own. Hey, White Knight, let's slide one on the Super Trooper, come on.
10-4 back door. Put the pedal to the metal, what you waiting for? That old white can't stay inside, gonna leave you here and say no more. How about it?
Whoa now, buddy, that's fighting talk. I'd get up there and blow your doors off. Well, I hammered down like I had wings, little gravels in my wheels going ping, ping, ping. About the time I hit 92, saw something flashing in my rear view. Thought to myself, that can't be true, but there it was, oh blue, blue, blue. Uh-oh, bubblegum machine done hit the jackpot. Well, I could see that bear laughing big, hanging in tight on the back of my rig. Right there and then it came to me wall to wall. So in that cold dark Georgia night, in the shadows of Smoky Bear's blue light, I decided to make me just one more CB call. Breaker 19 for the Super Trooper. Hey there, Smoky old buddy, tell me if I'm right, or are you my front door? Are you the White Knight? Come on. And he said,
10-4 back door. You're in a heap of trouble, boy, that's for sure. Gonna read you your rights and treat you far. Pull over there with your rocking chair. Want you boys to know each other real well, 'cause you gonna be sharing the same jail cell. You make 12 cotton pickers I've caught tonight from the front door of that White Knight. How about it? 40 miles over the speed limit. You boys gonna be here a spell.
that's it, cotton pickers, I've done been grounded. My tail in jail, my rig impounded. So when you're coming through the Georgia night, don't ever get no front door call the White Knight. No, sir. Wind up in the pokey with Smokey. I'm gonna pull that old CB thing out for the wires.
16 forward gears, diesel smoke trailing in the wind, 18 tires, checked and singing on the pavement. 5,000 miles to cover, 3 weeks away from home, and it's work, mister. It demands the best. And whether your run is on Interstate 70 or hauling freight down the eastern seaboard, if you're a gear jammer, you know there ain't no easy runs. I was sitting in the terminal waiting for my load when a greenhorn driver came in off the road. I heard him tell that foreman, get my little pink slip. This run is too tough and I'm gonna quit. Now the foreman that day happened to be old Joe. Man, he was older than time. He said, son, how long you been driving this rig? You know I drove all shapes, forms, fashions, and kind. And here you are worried about this one little trip. Well, I've drove 1,000,000 miles and then some. He looked that greenhorn right in the eye and he said, boy, there ain't no easy runs. I drove for roadway, interstate, Hopewell, Great Lakes, Walford Mac, Time, Mayflower, Freight Lines, Spectre, Yellow Transit, Western and Gillette, Red Ball, Ryder, Northwestern, Big Seattle, Beaver, Bell, Hoover, McLean's, Gateway, Motor Freight, Transport, Bites, Big C, Ohio, Trans-American South, East Tex, Mason-Dixon, Watkins, and Transcon Wilson Associates. Got all that driving done, and I tell you, boy, there ain't no easy runs. Said if you got a gal in Texas, they'll send you up to Maine. If you got a gal in New York, they'll send you out on the plains. I know what your problem is. You got woman trouble, son. And I tell you, boy, there ain't no easy run. I drove for Navajo, Rate, Goose, D.C., North American, Allied, Baltimore, Freight, Pie, New Mac, Curtis, Eastern and NX, Garrett, Ace, Federal, and ETM and Neptune, Heron, Brinks and C-Lab, First Dudley, Dorsey, Beacons and Bellingham, Cooper, Detroit, Jones and American 2, Nightway and Central, Standard and Boston Sioux, Yunnan, Buckingham, got all that driving done. And I tell you, boys, there ain't no easy run. I drove for United, Acme, Tanksley and Shaw, Grammar, Atlas, Strickland and Docks, Atlantic, Owens, Karen and Beaumont, H&H, Murphy, Field and Mohawk, Skill, Skaggs, got all that driving done. And I tell you, boys, there ain't no easy run. Ain't no easy run. The next time you see a big semi roaring down the highway, remember the man at the wheel has a great heritage in America. Like the Pony Express rider, the stagecoach driver, and the wagon master of old. No matter what the weather, no matter where the road, he's a man that delivers the goods. And whatever you eat tonight, whatever you wear, wherever you sleep, remember it's very likely that it was a trucker that brought you your food, clothes, and your bed. Well, my ocean is 4 lanes wide. My waves are mountain high. I sail a 20-ton schooner with the will of do or die. And my cargo must go through to the port that waits for me. I live on luck, for I drive a truck. I'm a sailor on a concrete sea. So here's to the unsung hero, though he don't make history. From coast to coast, let's drink a toast to the sailor on a concrete sea, the sailor on a concrete sea. Take it easy, trucker. There ain't no easy run.
Well, Interstate 80, we was cutting the fog, just me and old Sloan. Old Sloan's my dog. We had a 18-wheeler with 10 on the floor and stereo, laying a strip. And then we spied a sign that says eat gas now. We decided to whip in and pick up some chow at the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up.
Looking for Mavis.
The old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Now, I've been every place between here and South Sioux, and we've seen us a truck stop waitress or two, but this gal's built like a burlap bag full of bobcats. She's got it together. Well, she filled my tank. I said, thank you, honey. Name was Mavis. I gave her the money. Old Sloan just sat there watching and wagging and wishing. I says, you wait in the truck, boy. Then I went inside. She says, what'll it be? It says a cup of your best and a number 3. She come back with an order to go and a quart of hot C and a bone for Sloan. I said, much obliged. Old Sloan give a bark. I left her a buck and he left his heart at the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Well, Saturday night, and we was trucking along. Yeah, me and old Sloan was a getting it on. I said, Sloan, I've been thinking on a getting up a courage, and tonight's the night. Well, I popped the clutch, gave tranny a spin, took the BB Town ramp, and slid on in to the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up.
It never closes.
The old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Well, I got me stool, took a load off my shoes, made Mavis an offer that she couldn't refuse. I says, how'd you like to go for a ride with me and old Sloan? I just had my truck washed. She allowed us out, sounded like a whole lot of fun, but we was going to have to wait until the dishes was done. And was it all right with me if she brought along her mother as a chaperone? I said, why not? Well, we geared that tranny into super low, and the four of us went to see a picture show. Yeah, I took him to the drive-in theater over by Pisgah to see True Grit. Saw the late show, old Sloan hit the sack, and then along about 2 o'clock I hauled him on back to the old home filler up and keep on the truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin' cafe.
8 stools and a promise.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on the truckin' cafe.
They got a real nice place there.
I read in the papers some time ago about the death of a man I didn't know. Oh, I'd seen his face and heard his voice, though I'd never met him, but not by choice. Still, over the years of hauling loads, he rode with me on many roads. Oh, I'd imagine him in the freezing chill, watching my semi top the hill. He'd climb aboard and settle down, get a mile closer to his hometown. And he'd sit back there quiet and big, sharing my home, this interstate rig. Yeah, many times in the world of my mind, we traveled in Phantom 309. I heard him bring a lot of joy into the life of a little cripple boy whose dad was killed in a rig, you see. So he talked to the trucks on his old CB while reading the drivers for miles around. They thought of their sons in some far-off town. As man and boy talked, I heard the lad say he'd sure like to ride 18-wheeler someday. Well, those truckers came back, and I'm telling you, I would have been privileged to join that queue. I'll never forget that talk on the air, read on the cripple boy, Teddy Bear. I often wonder, wherever I go, did he drive a truck anytime, do you know? 'Cause he knew how to talk to the guy at the wheel. Yeah, he surely felt what most truckers feel. Sometimes I think I'd pack it all in. Then he'd talk to me with a friendly grin and tell me a story that sure made me feel proud to be sitting behind this old wheel. But the off-sider seat, now that he isn't there, makes the cab of this rig seem empty and bare. Though I never met him, I knew him so well. He made the miles shorter with every story he'd tell. Like a one of a time on Route 58, about hauling moonshine as gasoline freight. I still hear his voice wherever I roam, with these 18 wheels humming Home Sweet Home. Many rigs have been named Phantom 309, the trucker's memory of Red, Big Red, Red Sylvine. All over the world, on every line, truckers salute you, Red Sylvine.
Well, Interstate 80, we was cutting the fog, just me and old Sloan. Old Sloan's my dog. We had a 18-wheeler with 10 on the floor and stereo, laying a strip. And then we spied a sign that says eat gas now. We decided to whip in and pick up some chow at the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up.
Looking for Mavis.
The old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Now, we've been every place between here and South Sioux, and we've seen us a truck stop waitress or two, but this gal's built like a burlap bag full of bobcats. She's got it together. Well, she filled my tank. I said, thank you, honey. Name was Mavis. I gave her the money. Old Sloan just sat there watching and wagging and wishing. I says, you wait in the truck, boy. Then I went inside. She says, what'll it be? It says a cup of your best and a number 3. She come back with an order to go and a quart of hot C and a bone for Sloan. I said, much obliged. Old Sloan give a bark. I left her a buck and he left his heart at the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Well, Saturday night, and we was trucking along. Yeah, me and old Sloan was a-getting it on. I said, Sloan, I've been a-thinking on a-getting up a courage, and tonight's the night. Well, I popped the clutch, gave Tranny a spin, took the BB Town ramp, and slid on in to the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up.
It never closes.
The old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
Well, I got my stool, took a load off my shoes, made Mavis an offer that she couldn't refuse. I says, how'd you like to go for a ride with me and old Sloan? I just had my truck washed. She allowed us out. It sounded like a whole lot of fun, but we was going to have to wait until the dishes was done. And was it all right with me if she brought along her mother as a chaperone? I said, why not? Well, we geared that tranny into super low, and the 4 of us went to see a picture show. Yeah, I took him to the drive-in theater over by Pisgah to see True Grit. Saw the late show. Old Sloan hit the sack, and then along about 2 o'clock I hauled him on back to the old home filler up and keep on the truckin' cafe.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
8 stools and a promise.
Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin'. Oh, the old home filler up and keep on a truckin' cafe.
They got a real nice place there.
I'm a-driving this truck on a mountain road. I got a hot rod rig and I'm a-flying low. My eyes are filled with diesel smoke. Hairpin curves ain't no joke. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. I was out last night drinking beer with the guys. Got an aching head and bloodshot eyes. Climbing up with a pretty little dame. I didn't even know her name. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. If I deliver this hot shot freight, I gotta get a going cause I'm running late. These mountain grades are mighty steep. I can't stay awake, I ain't had no sleep. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. There's a cute little waitress at the bottom of the grade. She's got the coffee already made. I gotta keep my eyes up on the road cause I'm going down the hill with a heavy load. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. Well, I must have closed my eyes for a while cause here I am and I'm a-running wild. I burnt my brakes, stripped my gears. Gonna have to ride her down, I fear. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. I wish I'd have left the women alone, but it's too late now cause I think I'm gone. I got myself into this fix just because I tried to mix. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. smoke. Dangerous curve.
Good buddies these days, everybody and their little beavers getting themselves an old CB, and the only way to use it right is to get your license and learn the CB lingo. So here we go for a short course. Smoky Bar. Now that's them old boys what work for the state and drive them old high-powered machines. And if the machine's got the state's name on the side, it's a Tijuana taxi. Or then again, it may not have the state's name on the side, in which case it's a plain white wrapper, plain gray wrapper, plain green wrapper, or plain blue wrapper. And then they take your green stamps, which is your hard-earned money, when they get you on the old picture taker, and that's what you call the old radar, otherwise known as taking Polaroid. That's when you're going more than double nickels. That's that old 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. And them same old boys would help you when you get yourself into a fender bender. That's a wreck. And they generally found around exit ramps, medians, and the nearest long hot cup of coffee in short name of the state police. County Mountie, same as old Smoky Bar, except they drive for the sheriff. Local yokel, same as old Smoky Bar and old County Mountie, except they drive for the mayor. Beavers, that's women. Seat covers, that's women. Women, that's women. Better half or XYL, that's women. Except these is them ones what used to be the beaver and or seat cover, what you used to count every button on that really blouse she was a-wearing, and is now the mother of your young'uns and the picture taker what checks you done retired from counting buttons on frilly blouses of other beavers and or seat covers. Cotton picker. Now that means your best buddy, your worst enemy, somebody you know, somebody you don't know, somebody you like, somebody you don't like, somebody you want to compliment, somebody you want to insult, somebody who done you a favor, somebody who done you wrong, or somebody who picks cotton. Break means I want to talk, boy. Go break means all right, boy, talk. 10:36. Now that's a call for the time of day, but don't just sit there and say, have that 10:36, because all them CBers will know you just got your set and ain't got nothing to say. Other expressions to avoid to keep from being known as an amateur are break for a radio check. What's happening out there, good buddy? What you doing out there, good buddy? Somebody talk to me. Roger Wilco, and break for a truck. 1020's your location. Home 20, that's your 1020 when you're home. Bubblegum machine. Hey, that's an old light on top of Smokey's car. Goes blue, 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 blue. Whip's an antenna. A redneck whip's a big, long antenna. Goes twangy, twangy, twangy all the time. Hammer down means I done going as fast as I can because I got the pedal to the metal. How's it look over your shoulder? Now that's what you say to somebody going the way you ain't. It means what's back there where you done been. An 18-wheeler's a big rig. A 4-wheeler's anything with 4 wheels. Cars, baby carriages, anything. 2-wheelers are motorcycles and bicycles. A pick-em-up truck is a pickup truck. A thermos bottle is a tanker truck. A mobile parking lot is 18-wheeler that hauls 4-wheelers, and a van cotton picker is a van. Come on. Now that's what you say when you said what you want to say and you want somebody to say something back to you. Come on back on that means I wish you'd say that again because I don't know what you're talking about. Getting stepped on. Now that's where there's too many cotton pickers on the channel and everybody's talking at the same time. You can't understand nobody and it's a mess of noise. Modulating and jaw-jacking is having a conversation. Handle. Now that's that old name that you pick out to call yourself on the channel, as in...
My handle is the White Knight.
10-4 means I read you, I agree if you say so, I think so, I know so, if you say so, I'm with you, you done took the words right out of my mouth. Ain't that something? Maybe, definitely, affirmative, yes sirree, yes indeed, you said it, boy, hey, 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 and ever which. 410 and 10 Roger are alternatives to 10-4 on such occasions that 10-4 do not seem to capture the complete meaning of what you was trying to say. Negatory is the opposite of all of the above. In short, no. A short is the opposite of a long. Now, here's a big one that I left for towards the last because it's one of the most important you'll ever use, I guarantee you. Mercy Day, under all circumstances, means Mercy Day. We gonna back it on out. That's a way of saying so long, I'm gonna quit talking, I'll see you later. Keep it between the ditches, that means the same. Catch on the flip-flop, that means the same. 7s and 3s and all them good numbers to you, that means the same. 8s and 6s and all them good numbers to you, that means the same. You have yourself a good day today and a better day tomorrow, that means the same. Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down, that means the same. We down and gone, that means the same. We catch you later, that means the same. As a matter of fact, you can use all of the above together or one at a time. So we're gonna back it on out. You keep it between the ditches, 7s and 3s and all them good numbers to you, 8s and 6s and all them good numbers to you. You have yourself a good day today and a better day tomorrow. Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down. We definitely down and gone. We catch you later for sure. Now go, breakers!
Here's our brand new record, ladies and gentlemen, one for the unartist people, entitled Looking at the World Through a Windshield. Well, when I was just a little bitty kid, I remember one time Mama said, Daddy sends you all of his love, Frisco Blade. And I didn't understand till I was grown why my daddy didn't spend a little time at home instead of running around the country that-a-way. Oh, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, and I see everything in a little bit different light. I got a sweet little thing I'm a-wanting to see in Nashville, and I'm down around Dallas Road on South tonight. strips of rubber that you see were burned off of this rig by the likes of me, and they'll rot along the highways of this land. I want to sign my name in that diesel smoke and let the ones that come along behind me choke and try to beat this place I'm sitting in time they can. Oh, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. I got a sweet little thing I'm a-wanting to see in Nashville, and I'm down around Dowson Road on south tonight. Long strips of rubber that you see were burned off of this rig by the likes of me. They'll rot along the highways of our land. I'm gonna sign my name in that diesel smoke and let the ones that come along behind me choke and try to beat this place I'm sitting in time again. Oh, I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. I got a sweet little thing I'm a-dying to see in Nashville, and I'm down around Dowson Road on south tonight. Yeah, I'm down around Dowson Road on south tonight.
Well, a rooster ran down to a blackberry patch. He couldn't find a thing, so he came right back. But you could hear him singing to his level best. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. I got a little gal down in Birmingham. I pick her up and love her like a baby lamb. I ask her, honey bunny, don't you like me the best? She says, I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. Looking for a chicken, well, I'm doing my best. Well, I'll be hornswoggled and a bust of my vest. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. A hawk caught a chicken and he flew up high. Along come another one with a wishful eye. Said, brother, hand me down a little piece of that breast. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. My gal and I was walking along side by side. She fell in a hole about 4 feet wide. Said, honey, get me out of this awful mess. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest. Looking for your chicken, well, I'm doing my best. Well, I'll be hornswoggled and a bust of my vest. I can hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest.
You know, a lot of folks stop at truck stops. They just naturally think they should, 'cause they figure any place a truck driver eats, the food's just got to be good. So they go in there amongst all them truck drivers, sitting around talking low. They're talking about women and stuff like that, and how fast them trucks will go. There's the little old place out on 66 where a lot of the drivers stop and get their kicks. A reckless eyeball and his waitress, they got called Flo. There's always a bunch in here hanging out, cutting up and talking about how she wiggles when she walks and stuff like that, and how fast them trucks will go. What's the wonder fella can sit down and eat is how many eggs are his bread and meat with a good-looking woman like that around and on the go.
First thing you know, you get to fidgeting and fussing and a nudging one another instead of discussing how she wiggles when she walks and stuff like that and how fast them trucks will go. Old Flo, she just takes it all in stride and swells all up with her woman pride. She's tickled plumb pink you come in to see the show. She throws a little old extra wiggle in that walk, and you just sit there and grin and talk about homemade loving and stuff like that and how fast them trucks will go. I can't explain how it makes you feel, but you tip her $5 on a $2 meal. Get yourself together and you start heading out kinda slow. While you're pushing that diesel on down the line, you get to thinking about your woman you left behind, and how she wiggles when she walks and stuff like that, and how fast them trucks will go.
Pittsburgh rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and she's a-running like I never before. There's a speed zone ahead, well, all right. I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got me 10 forward gears on a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed a Jimmy in a white. I've been passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have a lot of women, but I'm not like some of the guys. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. ICC is a checking on down the line. Well, I'm a little overweight and my logbook's are way behind. But nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from her stack and that smoke's a blowing black as coal. My hometown's a coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
They say I gotta be half crazy to be doing what I do. I'm a slap happy, gear jamming, coffee drinking, truck driving fool. I might have a little shimmy in this cracker box Jimmy, but I ain't never cracked up yet. The more I try to make a buck in this beat up truck, the more semi-crazy I get. Yeah, I'm semi-crazy. I gotta be half nuts to keep running up and down the road in these semi-trucks. I might have had half a mind to slow it down for a time, but I'm never gonna give it up till I'm pushing up daisies. I'll be semi-crazy.
I'm just a truck driving fool who never finished school. I got my learning at the old truck stop. They said I won't amount to much when a gear shift and a clutch was the only education I got. I'm just an old blue-collar, semi-crazy road scholar. They tell me that I'm half insane, that I've been driving so long. I got diesel in my blood and 90-weight oil on my brain. 'Cause I'm semi-crazy, yeah, about half nuts. Keep running up and down the road in these semi-trucks. I might have had half a mind to slow it down for time, but I'm never gonna give it up till I'm pushing up daisy. I'll be semi-crazy.
Everybody says we're dingy 'cause we're too semi-crazy to stop. That's the handle that we're stuck with, no matter if we like it or not. Through the deserts and the mountains, the sunshine, the rain, and the snow, we'll be double clutching daddies till we're over the hill, and we're never gonna take it slow. 'Cause we're semi-crazy, we gotta be half nuts.
To keep on running up and down the road in these semi-trucks.
Might have had half a mind to slow it down for a time, but we're never gonna give it up till we're pushing up daisy. We'll be semi-crazy till they put us in the ground. They never shut us down.
Till we're 6 feet under, we'll be rolling thunder.
Oh yeah, break 1-9. Red, are you out there? You got a Lunier Jr. out here. Come on back.
Hey, Lunier, this is old cornbread Red. How you doing, boy?
Well, I'm a little semi-crazy from driving this truck too long, but I'll be all right.
Me too. What do you think of that, Dudley?
Well, it was all that I could do to keep from crying. Sometimes it seems so useless to remain, but you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. You don't have to call me Waylon Jennings, and you don't have to call me Charlie Price, and you don't have to call me Merle Haggard anymore. Even though you're on my fighting side, and I'll hang around as long as you will let me, and I never minded standing in the rain, but you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. Well, I've heard my name a few times in your phone book. Hello, hello. And I've seen it on signs where I play. But the only time I know I'll hear David Allen Coe is when Jesus has his final judgment day. So I'll hang around as long as you will let me, and I never in the rain, but you don't Well, a friend of mine named Steve Goodman wrote that song, and he told me it was the perfect country and western song. I wrote him back a letter, and I told him it was not the perfect country and western song because he hadn't said anything at all about mama, or trains, or trucks, or prison, or getting drunk. Well, he sat down and wrote another verse to the song, and he sent it to me, and after reading it, I realized that my friend had written the perfect country and western song, and I felt obliged to include it on this album. The last verse goes like this here. Well, I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison, and I went to pick her up in the rain. But before I could get to the station in the pickup truck, she got run over by a damned old train. And I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. Lord, you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me. Well, I wonder why you don't call me. Why don't you ever call me by my
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Love Machine? Aw, 10-4 pig pen. For sure. By golly, it's clean, clear to Taco Town. Yeah, we definitely got us the front door, good buddy. Mercy sakes alive, looks like we got us a convoy.
Arizona, noon on the 7th of June when they highballed over the pass. Bulldog Mac with a cannon back and a Jaguar hauling ass. He's 10 on the floor, stroking bores, seat cover starting to gain. Now, Beaver, you were trucking with a rubber duck, and I'm about to pull a plug on your drain.
A breaker pig pen, this here's a duck again. And you want back off of them go-go girl? About 10, Roger, about 5 miles or so. Yeah, them honks is getting intense up here.
New Mexico on I-40 like a Texas lizard on glass. 1,000 pedals was mashing the metal, and bears was a-walking the grass. We trucked all day and we trucked all night, Big Benny improving our style. We could tell by the smell we was heading for hell, and the devil was Dirty Lyle.
Oh, now here's the plan, Big Ben. When we get to the pass, we're going to put on our fish costumes, pass out the Vaseline, and an extra ration of rum for the men. That should do it.
Now Lyle was a creep, he was tacky and cheap, but he had him a badge and a gun. He hated the duck and he hated his truck, and he loved to bust truckers for fun. So he followed the line and he bided his time, and he watched for his chance to strike. Then he picked on a trucker, yeah, wiry old sucker, yeah, the trucker they call Spider Mike. But the great rubber duck sort of run out of luck when he crossed that final bridge. There's choppers and rigs full of guns and pigs, they's wall to wall on the ridge. He showed no fear as he grabbed his gear and he stuck it to Granddaddy low. Them guns went boom and his ass went zoom, and the Mac took a terminal blow.
Oh, how about you, Big Nasty? Come on there. Say, listen, Big Nasty, we sure are glad you was along on this here run to kick ass, don't you know? On 10-4, I know you can't say kick ass on the CB. Back?
Well, that big black Mac stopped dead in her
pieces of duck, junk and debris everywhere. Then the rig took a drink and commenced to sink, and there was no duck no more. But that evil smile from dirty old Al showed south from the North Texas shore. Must be almighty cowboy, hopping through the night. Every almighty cowboy, ain't you beautiful sight? Come join our cowboy, ain't nothing gonna get in our way. We gonna roll this fucking cowboy across the USA.
I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca Road when along came a semi with a high and canvas-covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca Mac with me, you can ride. And so I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texas, County, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, Beach Lake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Omaha, Shefferville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina, see what I mean? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, El Dorado, Larimore, Atmore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga, Chaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux City, Cedar City, Dodge City, what a pity. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet